What's up, guys? Let's go over the TWAB that came out yesterday, which is chocked full of information and a lot of good stuff coming to both PvE and PvP. The main thing coming for PvE is Grandmasters are going to become available next week. And for those who don't know anything about Grandmasters, the main thing you need to know, these strikes are set to the power of 1350. So the minimum power you need to be at when you go in is 1325. Contest mode is enabled for this activity. So even if you're above 1325 like I am, you're still going to be capped at 1325. The best thing about these GMs is that adept weapons are in these for the Palindrome, Swarm, and Shadow Price. And it'd be interesting to see if the adept mods are either once per week you get, or they're farmable, which would be cool. On the bug fixes for the Fallen Saber Strike, fixing an issue where the boss would not spawn until all players are alive and present, improve objective waypoint behavior, fix the grammatical errors in the player directive text, fix the bug where the fireteam member entering the area late could cause the war set fallen visual effect again, fix the issue where Zaval's dialogue in the first area could play multiple times, fix a bug where the fallen energy shield could be seen sticking out of the wall. Next, for the Devil's Lair Strike, Sepix Prime now has a boss health bar, which is probably why Eyes of Tomorrow did so much damage to it, because it wasn't really acting like a boss health bar, it was more like enemy health bar. Fix an issue where floating environment objects, fix an issue where some monster spawn points looked like accessible doors to the player. Fix the issue where an Overload Captain would spawn with the wrong name. Fix the issue where the Fallen Walker and Breaks could respawn after they were defeated. That was a fun bug to deal with just because it was easy for more points for 100k for people who needed it. Fix an issue where physics was missing from a wall early in the strike, allowing players to get lost out of the environment, which was a fun one. Up next for bug fixes, we have armor. Dune Marchers is properly getting fixed, so now it's going to behave like supposed to. Font of the Might no longer displays a generic damage boost string when its benefit is active, which is cool. Fix a bug where Mental of Battle Harmony and Ominous exotics were not displaying their flavor text. Fix the exotic Omnicus also no longer grants melee energy when making only yourself invisible under certain circumstances. Fixes Falling Star that grants overshields when using supers other than Thunder Crash, which was a fun bug, especially just want to use it to just throw hammers in PvP. You had that instant overshield, which was pretty fun. For weapons, fix the issue where flavored text wasn't appearing for several seasonal weapons, adds a rumble effect to the end of Dead Man's Tale's reload, adjusts Risk Runner's perk effects that were causing epileptic issues, which is one of those quality of life changes that always is good for people who have issues with rapidly changing lights. Reduces aim assist for Arbalest, makes it harder to hit headshots in Crucible, which is one of the things that is going to help console players the most, just because that gun dominates console PvP. Sets Frenzy and Canonical like perks to use the correct buff icons. Fixes the new bow missing kill feed icon, which is kind of fun because what used to happen is if the bow killed you, it would just be blank. Next, we have some cool things that are gonna be happening in PvP, and some of it's in PvE, but most of the stasis changes are strictly PvP, which is cool. That means the meme can die about, oh no, where's the PvE versus PvP different sandboxes? We've been having this for a while. Shatter Dive removes the damage resistance from Shatter Dive and adds a 4-second cooldown between activations of Shatter Dive. Personally, I don't know anyone who uses Shatter Dive that literally spams it, since there's no really sense to spam Shatter Dive. Withering Blade decreases Withering Blade damage against players from 90 to 65. PvE changes are unchanged. Decrease Withering Blade slow stacks apply to players from 60 to 40. Decreases target acquisition range from Withering Blade after impacts a player from 12 to 8. Glacier Quake, the fun part of Titans. Removes the AoE freeze against players on super cast. Reduces damage resistance while in Super from 60 to 50. Increases the energy cost from Shivering Strike while in Glacial Quake from 3% to 7%. That's a huge nerf for that super. Use the combo Shivering Strike into a heavy slam attack. Now costs the full super energy of both Shivering Strike and the slam. Previously, it only cost the energy of the slam. Shiver Strike, increased downwards velocity applied to Shiver Strike, allows players that are slow to pull them out in the air more strongly. Now for Warlocks, these changes are improved tracking on Winter's Wrath's projectile. Now tracking strike decays from the max value in over 10 seconds instead of 2 seconds. Increase the size of Warlock's super projectile proximity detonation from radius to 1.5 to 1.65. The proximity detonation now starts at its largest, scales down to 40% over time. Number Blast decreases Penumbra Blast damage against players from 80 to 30, but again, since it's players only, PvE is unchanged. Ice Flare Bolts fix the bug where Ice Flare Bolts will continuously try to switch targets. Increase target acquisition range of Ice Flare Bolts by 33%. Increases turning speed of Ice Flare Bolts so they can be more effective hitting nearby targets. But Stasis is not the only thing in change super wise. For Chaos Reach, decrease the amount of super energy refunded when canceling Chaos Reach early. This is huge because the biggest contender for Warlocks for best super for PvP is Chaos Reach. Up next is Dustfall Grenades. Reduce how strong Dustfall Grenades pull players inwards, effectively reduces the pull range from 9.5 meters to around 6 meters. Reduce the slow stacks applied to players by the grenade detonation from 20 to 10. Reduce the slow stacks applied to players on each tick from the grenade from 10 to 5. Adjust the UI presentation of the slow status to display slow stacking as times 100 instead of x10 to increase readability when adding slow stacks amounts that are fewer than 10. Stasis crystals are getting reduced damage on shatter. It's going to be 85 damage max, 55 damage mid to 55 damage max, 25 damage mid, but this is only against players. Whisper of Chains, reduced damage resistance bonus while in the super from 25 to 5. Damage resistance when not in super is unchanged. This only affects PvP. Whisper of Torment, fix the bug where players could continuously proc Whisper of Torment while standing inside the opponent's barricade. Stasis Fragment Quest, which is really cool. All the values of Crucible Fragment Quests are significantly reduced, which is freaking amazing, man. Now on to other things. For the case of Dinos versus Monster Movie, the one who won is the all great Dinos, because Dinos have like an amazing armor set for all three, while for Monster, Titan looked kind of bad, but the other two look okay. For Dinos, all of them looked pretty decent, which is why Dinos won by a significant margin. Also, later today, Trials is coming back. Hopefully, the rewards are decent, and maybe I'll even attempt to try to get into Trials today. Maybe not. But that is the TWAB for this week. A lot of good stuff for PvP, a lot of decent stuff for PvE, especially since we're getting Grand Masters next week, and a lot of these, the two strikes that came back have bug fixes, which is going to help it run smoother. But anyway, guys, that's the TWAB for the week. I stream every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, dealing mostly Destiny stuff because I still have a lot of fun in Destiny. Mostly, I do PvE help. This includes raids and maybe GMs this season. I still don't know. It depends how I feel about my builds. Anyway, guys, I love y'all. Hopefully, I'll see you on Twitch later. Bye, guys.